Angela Skirtu with www.therapistintstlouis.com. So today I want to talk to you about 3 rules you can use to redefine sex so that it's really awesome. Rule number 1, stimulate nerve endings. First of all, I need you all to stop thinking only of your genitals as the way to experience sex. Your whole body has nerve endings, and your whole body can experience sexual arousal and excitement. So, rule number 1 for redefining sex is just stimulate nerve endings across your body. See what fires when you touch this way, or if you touch something that way. See what fires if you touch with your fingers, your nails, your elbow, your nose, your face. But whatever you do, stimulate nerve endings. Rule number 2 is have fun focusing on what's pleasurable. So a lot of couples kind of get lost in like trying to get to certain steps. Like I have to do A, B, C, D. I have to kiss, I have to touch, we have to do oral sex, then we do penis and vagina sex. And that's fine, sex, but it's not always your best sex. And so in rule number 2, if you're just focusing on what feels good and having fun, then it doesn't matter what you do. You could be making out for an hour. You could be dry humping. You could be massaging each other. You could be using a toy, and it doesn't even have to be on your genitals. Again, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. All right. And then finally, rule number 3 is take responsibility for your own orgasm. If you want to get to an orgasm, then you can either do it yourself or guide your partner on how they can get you to orgasm. But it's your choice, ultimately. Now, how does that change things? Well, a lot of people see themselves as responsible for their partner's orgasm. But guess what? You don't own their body. You don't know what helps their body go one way or another way. You can be a helpful partner, but ultimately you personally only know how your body feels and how close it's getting to an orgasm or how far it is from an orgasm. So if it's your responsibility to choose whether or not you want an orgasm and then to guide your partner in how to do that, then say you are close to an orgasm but your partner is finished. Well, then you can grab a vibrator and use it on yourself. You can use your finger on yourself. You can still ask your partner to hold you and touch you or go down on you while you're touching yourself in a way. But ultimately, you decide if you want that orgasm. And it means sometimes you don't have to get an orgasm if you don't want to. I know so many people who've said to me they love sex regardless of whether they get to an orgasm. And this is males or females. In fact, some males with delayed ejaculation have come to accept that sometimes they'll get an orgasm and sometimes they won't. But that doesn't mean they can't have a good sexual experience. So in the same regard, I encourage you to let go of any responsibility for your partner's orgasm. That doesn't mean you can't help. That doesn't mean you can't ask, is there anything you want me to do to help you along with this? But ultimately, it's their choice, and let it go. If they don't want it, then it's not your fault if they didn't get there. It's their choice if they want to get there, and it's your job to respect if they want to or if they don't want to. And those 3 rules help people not only redefine sex, but have dynamic sex. Because now, you don't have to do it in a certain way for it to feel good or for you to be a success or a failure. You're not a failure if you don't orgasm. You're not a failure if you don't do penis and vagina intercourse. You're not a failure if you never even touch your genitals. It's okay. But the biggest thing that is important about these rules is I'm really trying to reduce all pressure around sex. You can have great sex, and actually you have your best sex when there's no pressure associated with what you're doing. So, just to recap, rule number 1, stimulate those nerve endings. Rule 2, focus on what's fun and just enjoy yourself. Pleasure. And then rule number 3 is if you would like to get to an orgasm, you can choose to do so, but you're responsible for it on your own. Thank you. You can visit me at www.therapistintstlouis.com if you have any questions or you'd like to make an appointment.